Hey everybody, it's Yuki once again for the game development channel, and it's been a bit since I last did anything in terms of this particular channel. The last time I did anything in particular was 4 months ago when I said we were going to get back into game development, and now I want to tell you guys how we're going to be going back into game development. But first, a little history lesson because I don't think my new audience might not be familiar with how this thing started in the first place. So let's take a little trip back memory lane, if you will, back to the year 2018, in particular November 2018. And let's take a look at some history in here. First, I started the game in development channel for the first time, like literal, say, hi, hello world kind of thing. Now, at the time, I was still playing with RPG Maker MV. Now, keep in mind that I was ready to introduce something, and that would be a new game of my first trial run, a game development called Project Innocence. Now, back in the day, I used to do fan fiction writing. Like I would write fan fiction, characters, this and that story. I do something similar to that today because of my main channel. We're doing tabletop role playing game. But the way that this worked is I'm making a game, literal game you can download in RPG Maker MV, which allows you to play games on the phone. So for the first time, I uploaded the mechanic build of Project Innocence. So basically a tech demo, if you will. Then I did a little presentation video on the 16th of November 2018. Then I started getting into it more of game development with the plugins and stuff. With the summon cards mechanic, you can do summoning cards. You can use cards to do some things. I will tell you, cards are going to be something interesting when we get back into game development. There's two things I'm doing with cards, and I'll explain what when we get to that section. Then Superstar Moves, which is like ultimate moves, was introduced into the game of Project Innocence. Then I did a schedule update, mechanic changes, any like a update, like a game developer kind of thing. Then I showed you the first look of Mechanic Build 2 for Project Innocence. And then I did another update on the 3rd of April of 2019. Then we did another one of those Mechanic Build 2 Update 3 on May 24 of 2019. And then for the first time, I got to learn about coding, like as a plugin writer. I started making plugins for our RPG Maker MV, if you guys remember those. It's called the AY Alt Menu FFIX. What does that mean? You might be wondering. Let's take a look at it. It's AY because Angelic Yuki at the time. I used to be called Angelic Yuki for some reason. I think I used that name because it was part of the game. It was something to do with the game. I forgot about it all of a sudden because it's been that long. But basically, the plugin is allowing you to have an alternate menu in the game, like alternate menu. And for the first time, I started making my own plugins. For those of you what FFIX means, it's Final Fantasy IX. So basically, the idea was to let your menu in RPG Maker MV become a menu like in Final Fantasy IX. So if we take a look at this, as you can see here, this looks like the Final Fantasy IX menu. You know how? You have MP, HP, level, name. That's how the Final Fantasy IX menu is. And I made that plugin. And by the way, here is how the plugin used to work. Main menu rows 9. I believe that is how it is in the game too. That's that's the style value. Then the second one is the state precision. like status conditions to the right of the name, and the status menu width. How big, how wide is it? So there you go. That was that plugin. The next thing I did during that time was I started to get into tutorial videos. Now, I still do tutorial videos today, but this was the first time I'm doing it for RPG Maker MV. But I don't think it took off the way I wanted it to. So it was dropped. And then we get into 2019 more, where I started to get into more of the game, and then I called it AY game development. Then I started to take a look at plugin tutorials, like the Learn the Flies plugins. Everybody remembers this channel, knows the OG route. So I used to do a series called Learn Flies plugins, and basically what this series is about is tutorials about Mr. Flies plugins, like plugins. So for those of you who are not aware, Yanfly is also a plugin developer, but he is the OG. He is the OG. So he has a lot of plugins that a lot of people use. For example, the core engine or advanced switches and variables, as well as class change core. Anything you see on this page I'm showing you now has been made by Mr. Yanfly. Keep in mind, however, that was back in 2018 and 2019. I will tell you he has been retired because he retired. That's why. Ever since then. And then what happened was he made it paywall. He made it paywall, which a lot of people were upset about because there was about 200 plugins he made, and only 40 of them were ever made free, and that's why a lot of people got upset. That my series of the Ironfly plugins was was basically dropped because there was 200 plugins to do, and then all of a sudden he makes it paywall. Now I understand for Patreons, but I believe he did it that because people were stealing plugins, which makes sense. But at the same time, a lot of people were upset because now there's only 40 plugins that are free, and I will tell you a lot of the big ones that a lot of people use are paywalled. Next we tried again. We tried again with the tutorials. The biggest tutorial that got more views was the one where we talk about the main menu manager, which was Yanfly's 14th plugin at the time. Then I thought about doing a tutorial again for RPG Maker MV, and then we did another one for Yanfly again, and then he stopped doing it because retirement. And I talk about, hey, why did it take 8 months for a new update video? Well, certain things happened during that time, and this was the time of 2020. So yeah, we know what happened there. Then we tried again with the RPG again, and this time it didn't do well at all. And then fast forward to today, like a few years later, from 2020 to 2024, so like 4 years since I did a legit video. I mean 2 years, 2022 actually. Kindness Ward the Beginning Tutorial Zone First Look was my last video where I did anything when it came to RPG Maker. So what happened since then? Well, I would like to introduce you to Unity. Thanks to me learning about making VR chat worlds, I found out that in Unity you can make video game. Legit game. Now I'm not saying that you cannot make a game in RPG Maker, but if you don't stand out It's everybody's gonna have an RPG Maker game. That's why a lot of RPG Maker games don't stand out. Because it's the samey. So I started learning Unity and Unreal at one time. So for for the Unity journey, we have to take a look at itch.io because I have a game on itch.io. However, I'm going to revamp that. What I mean by itch.io, it allows you to play indie games, download them too. I have an account here, by the way. I will tell you, I have made several plugins for MV and VX and um, what is this one? MZ. So this one right here is for Final Fantasy 9 again, but for MV, I put it up on a page just in case anybody wants to play with it. So it looks like this now. So these are the screenshots and all that cool stuff as well. So it's been a while since I did anything like this. All right. Again, but this is much better than the other one I showed you because this actually looks like the game. And I will tell you, I am also using a custom background kind of thing with this as well. But you also need Yanfly plugin. It will also see that you plug in from Yanfly. In addition, I made a plugin for MZ Pokemon XY. Again, same kind of idea where the idea is to turn the menu into something that you would normally see in Pokemon. So here is how that looks like. However, this is an MZ plugin only. So you cannot do like crossover. It is plug and play though. And I believe it would work with most Visual Stella plugins because she's another plugin developer as well. Oh, no wonder why I put RS. One time I was called Retro Shadow. Again, this was in the beginning of my YouTube thingy, my journey as a YouTuber. Because at the time I was not called Retro Yuki yet, or Yuki Productions at the same time. I kept changing my name around and around and around, and then finally Retro Yuki stuck, and then Yuki Productions came into play. And you can still download this plugin, by the way. In fact, let's take a look at the board. This is still being downloaded. Yeah, this is still being downloaded, even when I'm not even doing anything. It's been a while, but people are still getting it. I'm not selling it or anything yet. And then Project Totals, the plugins have been getting more downloads than the card game, without explaining in a moment. And somebody even has them in their collections too. So let's take a look at. And speaking of card game, I mentioned card game a few moments ago. Let's take a look at card game. So basically, what happened is this was starting 2023 when I was starting to learn Unity, and I actually made a tutorial on how to use this first time ever as a game dev. First time ever learning how to use an asset pack and a game development kit. Now, granted, I still have to come up with the mechanics and how it would work, but hey, here's the card game. Now, you can download it still, but I will tell you, I'm going to revamp it for 2024 standard, whatever that could mean for the moment. Now, just to give you a little taste of this particular game here, give you a little gameplay look. It's basically play card if you have mana, one of those play card mana kind of games. Albeit, there's gonna be a new menu that I want to use. I want to play with. I want to start getting into making menus and all that cool stuff that would you would see in actual game. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what it actually looks like. I called it 2D game practice. So give me one moment until I get that. And here it comes. It's only 378 megabytes. I try my best to make it lower than that, but nah, not going to happen unfortunately. But that's okay. For some reason, it won't run on the web browser the way that it's supposed to. But hey, it's something. While it's doing that, I want to show you my game jolt because that's where I started uploading my creations. Yes, and I still have this puppy up, even though it's been a while. And somehow I earned like 15 cents. Anyway, let's get into the gaming part. Let's go to the games part if I can get into it. Yes. Oh yes. By the way, I like Riolu. Anyway, we have three games. One of these is more popular than the others. So the Curse of Kindness Village is the one where I learned about documentation. Like I even included my own documentation on this, and I still have this. Then we have Kindness War the Beginning, which did not get too many things on there, unfortunately. We have Angelic Saviors of Kindness Village. This is the one that gets more attention. And this was over 7 years ago. And there was a new HUD look too. So now I'm gonna show you that card game and then what I'm thinking about for the game dev future part. I will go to window mode for this. It is on Unity. Because why not? So this was my first attempt of learning Unity as a game as my first like real steps into game development. Now, as you can see here, I started learning how to make buttons, menu, and all that. And you can change the window size too. really easily. And you can see updates too at that time. I'm learning about scroll tables and all that. And then you get to learn how to play too. Main menu. Game demo video if you want to watch. So this is a game demo video. I recorded this and placed it in the game. And then we have the rewards you can earn. And then we got the database of enemies. Although this was supposed to be a test. This was a test for something. And where you can find them. I called it Sample Enemy A because I got that one, that picture from the kit. And then the slime there, the boss slime, was actually from another asset pack. And then credit, obviously the credits. And all this good stuff right here. And then now here's the play area. Yes, I tried to do this stuff. You get to learn about the featured boss battle as well. The pre-made encounters are actually coming from the actual kit. So here is how the game plays. By the way, the UI on the top there, I had to learn how to use symbols and learn how to use the stuff there. The cards are here. I will tell you why I'm using cards and I'm revamping this game as well as the RPG Maker game. I'll explain how in a moment. But I'm going to draw 2 cards. It costs 0 mana. I'm going to add 4. I'm going to use this. Add 4 more mana and do this. And I gain 5 block and enter. Deal 13. Deal 14. Give me 5 block. 4 mana, gain 5. Deal 13. Deal 14. 13. 14. Add a card. I'm going to increase my HP by 25 and get some gold. Now you go to level 2. Same thing, I'm going to draw 2 cards, add 4 mana, heal 5, heal 5, gain 5 block, 5 block. Easy. That's how you play this. I'm going to heal for 25, 5 block, 6 damage. They're going to attack and I'm dizzy there. I'm going to go add 4 mana, heal 25, increase max by 5, increase strength by 4, and deal 10 damage to this one. And 10 more damage to that one because of shield. Let's go ahead and add 4 mana, add 2 strength, deal 13, gain 5 block, and 5 more block. Let's draw some cards. Let's go ahead and gain 5. Let's deal 14 more damage. And start blocking. Nice. 25 heal. I'm going to use strength increase. Oh, by the way, your mana is on the top of the stars. So increase max HP by 5, by 25. I'm gonna heal 25 increase strength by 4 for later on. Yep, we're good there. Round 3, I'm taking you straight into the game here. But draw 2, add 4, add 8, add 4 more, and deal 18 damage to these two. There we go. Let's go ahead and do this. Do 18 here, add 4 mana, 17. Let's go strength by 4, draw 2, add 4 mana, add 8 strength, 30 damage off the rip. Let's do 30 and 30 more. I'm feeling I'm adding 4 cards to my deck here. Let's go with 4 mana, block, increase strength here. Nice, there we go. 8 strength here, 22. 22 again. Take that one out. I need to get lucky here. Yep. I'm going to go 8 strength here. Basic attack. 29 damage there. 30. 38 there. Nice. 38 again. 38 again. There we go. 2 more. Increase by 25. Yep. I am going to add mana here. There we go. Nice. Okay, let's get lucky here. $18 damage, that's not bad. I will tell you the slime has 200 HP, that's why I'm going on it. Draw 2. Let's go it. And then let's go 4. There we go. $42 damage on that one. Let's go. Ooh, let's go with final battle here. And I'm gonna show you what I'm thinking of doing for this channel. I'm stacking up on the strength here. Oh, I got lucky with that card. and that's the game. You have to beat it on one run in order for you to win the entire thing. So, what is going to be the thing for this year? So, what I'm thinking, because I said cards, I'm going to be using a card plugin I found for MV or MZ. I'm not sure when yet. What I'm using for the game yet. I will tell you that one game I just showed you. I'm going to revamp it to make it more colorful. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do for that. But we'll see how many levels I'm thinking of adding because there's some cool stuff I want to do with that. All right. Also, tutorials. I am back to tutorials again, but I'm not gonna do it for RPG Maker yet until I'm feeling confident. I want to come back to it. I will tell you, I will be doing Unity using Unity tutorials using like asset tags. For example, for example, I have an account on Unity, so I'm gonna go ahead and sign in here. For example, there are people who want to use FPS stuff now. Let me just make sure that there is no update. Okay. For example, I heard some people want a FPS tutorial for uh da, 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 for this particular asset pack. And that asset pack is this one from 314 Art. I heard there's a cry for tutorial, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a tutorial series on this thing because I'm planning to make one for this thing, how to set up everything and all that. Now I'm gonna be more on the I'm gonna use a pack to help me out kind of game developer. So I can show you guys, hey, we can learn this together. All right? So yeah, we could be doing that to make it easier. And this particular asset pack allows you to do like game modes like team deathmatch, search and destroy, elimination. You know, your the favorite Call of Duty modes. This particular asset pack with mirror, and the other one that is similar to this is actually the one with the one with another pack. The same thing. It's the same thing, but it's with Photon multiplayer, I believe. It's called Photon multiplayer. Yes, there's one with zombie. You can play zombies. I'm planning to add this to my arsenal. I'm gonna show you how to make this happen once I get into like how to use it and stuff. And it's used with the believe non-mirror. That is the one with the photon. So there you go. It's a four-player zombie wave survival co-op game using the FPS kit of um modular. I'll be also using other kits to help you guys out with tutorials and stuff like that. So yeah, tutorials are coming back, and game dev is technically coming back too. All right. Now I want to show you one last thing, and that is the card thing, the card pack for RPG Maker that I want to use a game on, a game with, I should say. And I believe that is from. Let me go ahead and look. I just saw this a few days ago. No, not from Yanfly. It's from this one. This guy. Now, this is something cool. You can play with MV and MZ. And there's a bundle right now for $40 that you can get it with the pack of the card frame as well as the expansion card shop, deck editor, audio, and the engine. So you get 5 items for $40. Not bad, if you ask me. And I'll also do tutorials on this too. So tutorials are coming back, game development is coming back, Unity is coming back. We're all unified in the game development space, hopefully. So there you go. That's how we're coming back. Now the big question is, before anything, make sure you vote in the community tab because I want to see where you guys want me to do this. Do you guys want to rebrand, keep the channel as it is and just build on it, or start a new channel strictly for game dev and tutorial? Tell me what you guys want. All right. But for now, welcome back to this channel. Assuming that you guys want me to keep it, or renew it, or rebrand it. Enjoy, and I'll see you guys on the next one. And welcome back to Game Dev. For the moment, we'll see where it goes. Have fun, y'all. Enjoy.